Shawinga makes her first appearance since October, and Kayla Sharples returns in defence in place of Elizabeth Ball. A huge positive for Gotham is that Jaedyn Shaw is fit again after missing 3 games.
Our referee today is Katia Koroleva, and she'll be wearing a camera throughout the match, so we get to see ref cam. And we're underway in Kansas City, a huge match between the 2025 Shield winners, the runaway winners, and the champions, Gotham FC, who broke current hearts to blow the cobwebs away in front of their home supporters. Bethune's delivery, it's away by Lavelle. What Bethune had in mind, and here's Dabinia. One of the array of attacking talent gets it back from Bethune. Nicely done, Dabinia firing it in towards Sharples, off the frame of the goal, and so close to the opening goal for the Current.
But here's the previous play, unfortunate for Sharples, but this is exactly how we expected Kansas City to start this game, with the belief, getting numbers forward.
Comes off Sentinel, now here's Howell. Howell and Shaw rather getting in each other's way, and Shaw squirting the ball into the centre, and here's Rose Lavelle. Good layoff to McCaskill into a stare, and now Howell, what a save by Lorena, her first of the game.
Good positioning for Gotham to keep this one alive, and then Howell works her way out of traffic. But right here, it's just too easy. Look at the 3 players, no one steps, able to find and connect inside the box, and then allow for more players to get into positions to get this shot off. Everybody for Kansas City back inside the 18-yard box, but no one's aggressive enough to step.
See a little confusion there as to who was drop in and who was to make advanced runs. Now Cooper, used to being in this position, well played by Cooper, gets past Real. Now Shaw's come back out.
Good ball, good positioning for Lily Real, just to get beyond that first line of pressure.
Now what about the options for Real? McCaskill. Now Shaw goes for the early strike. What a fabulous idea that was as well. Jaedyn Shaw back in the starting lineup and back on the score sheet. And a Gotham goal.
Just to get beyond, because that drives the entire back line and the defense of Kansas City back, and then does start to open up this space. But once again, this is the area that we were concerned about for Kansas City. Just too much time and space for these attacking players for Gotham to get in between that midfield of Bethune and Labonta. Just time and space for Shaw to be able to open up, but what a finish that is.
It is pretty unusual to see a sub in the first half, but it was planned. Chris Armas did tell us yesterday when we spoke to him that it was the decision as to whether to start with her and have to bring her off in the first half because she's on limited minutes, but trying to get the early boost, trying to go a goal in front for the first time in a very long time. That hasn't worked out, but that was the plan. And now they find themselves having to come from behind yet again after 3 successive defeats. But Bethune, that's a good-looking ball from her to Cooper. Cooper's motoring. She's found a bit of space. There are options in the centre. Shawinga's there. Dabinia's there. And that is the equaliser.
The crowd behind them, it starts deep in their own half, a throw in, no one steps tight, but look at that ball from Corey Bethune. She's been at the heart of all the attacks as of late, and then just that ball, and even Shawinga drawing 2 defenders. This is what we talk about with the presence of Shawinga. She's going to attract the presence of other players, and then it's going to alleviate pressure for others to get freed up. Well, Dabinia doesn't get the chance on the initial cross, but then she follows up in, and it's an easy tap in. Good looking ball from Cooper. And there comes Dabinia.
To win their 3rd game out of 4. Just never know what to expect. What about McCaskill here for Gotham? Oh, it's a good ball in. And a stare was there. And how often do we see the net bulge after it's touched the head?
Going into the second half.
Lavelle, Shaw, and now Howell. Now another goal before half-time would really make this game interesting. Shaw again! Wow, what an effort! It wasn't too far away.
Oh, just so smooth, Jaedyn Shaw. Makes it look so easy. Look at her stay out of the play and then sees the momentum of Lola Bonta. Loses a shin guard in the midst of it. Just with a little bit of feint to give her a few more yards to get this shot off. Initially, it looked like that was going to top corner once again. And has had very few touches in this game, Jaedyn Shaw, but she doesn't need it because she makes them count when she gets on the ball.
Her snapping back at Bethune. Look at the space that Real finds herself in here as Bravo Young goes across and Robinson goes there. Away by Sharples. And that is the end of the first half. Now we're all set for the second half at Kansas City Current. A huge second half at stake. Kansas City Current in the red, Gotham in their traditional black.
Intensity, but Kansas City is not going to go away.
Now to Benya, Cooper has Real for company. Cooper. Berger had to be spot on with the handling there as Sentinel was lurking.
I think you look across on all the lines. Haley Mace, who's made her way to the Orlando Pride. Claire Hutton, good move there from Lola Bonta to be able to buy herself a little bit more space in the midfield. Play the short balls from Ann-Ketcher Berger, but the rotations and McCaskill coming in to be a link.
Now Bethune looking to make something happen. Bethune. Sentinel, yes, Shawinga's gone off, but Hopkins coming on, not really having a defensive midfielder. We've touched on it in this game. And with Gotham, knowing that they're vulnerable, how much do the Current commit to finding those forward players, but making sure they don't leave themselves too open at the back?
Well, it certainly does come down to discipline, specifically with the positioning of Lola Bonta, but then at times Corey Bethune. But you can see what she does in terms of the attack.
Now Sentinel finding Cooper. Is Cooper going to go for goal? She does! The Current have come from behind at home again. It's helped to turn this game on its head against the champions.
Well, we just said that Michelle Cooper Debinha, the heart of this attack for Kansas City, but it's a poor clearance from Lily Real right back into the path of Kansas City players. Sitnor right there to pick it off, and then this is what she does best. She just stays calm, doesn't try to do too much, finds Cooper in a better position, and then as Real's coming across to try to make the play defensively, uses that to her advantage. Cooper keeps it low, keeps it down with pace, past Berger to take the lead. What a finish that is from Cooper, but it all starts just with the patience, the path of Sitnor, instead of clearing it to the wide areas, and then everybody can funnel back into a better defensive shape. Instead they're scrambling, she's coming across, and it's a lovely finish from Cooper.
Now here's Purse, away by Sharples. Here's Sentinel, she's been battling away all day long. We'll go to Gotham on Saturday, 25th of April. That's on CBS. Debinha in towards Sentinel, who's worked really hard, but hasn't always come off for her today, but hasn't been for the want of trying. She's made a real nuisance of herself, in a good way. Now Bethune coming away with the ball. And here the crowd getting excited. She's scanning to the right. She's looking for options. Hopkins is there. There's nobody to the left. Hopkins! Berger makes the save.
Doesn't allow to get going. There's a previous one. Hopkins to the commitment to get forward. Lovely little ball because it doesn't make Hopkins slow.
Relief for the Current and their supporters, and now Sentinel sending Debinha. Lovely play by Debinha to skip past Carter. Straight to the substitute White, and Debinha's in the centre. Sonnet scanning for danger, and here's White. Going for goal herself. It's not where Debinha wanted it from the youngster.
Well, and I also understand that you want to go yourself and try to get a shot off, but also it comes out to game management, because now if you open yourself up in this situation, Rocky Rodriguez stepping in, getting bypassed.
Needs to muster some of her abundant quality here. Lavelle's delivery, asking questions. Berger's up there. Lampson with the strike straight into the face of Bravo Young. Sophia Cook rousing the way, and the goalkeeper's still up there. Berger strikes herself. Lorena makes the save, and the ball is still alive with Lampson, away by Sharples. And what an insane moment that would have been. But it's all over. The goalkeeper doesn't score. The other goalkeeper makes the save.
What a strike this is. Just lines it up. Takes actually a little step back to get an even better look. Forcing this save from Lorena. And through the legs of Rouse and through traffic. Look at that from Lorena, though.